Good morning. Welcome to my channel. Let's continue with our work in progress. Yesterday I was trying out different camera angles, and I noticed that my hand actually covered what I was doing. So let's try a different angle. I am still learning. Okay. Let's see how this is. That's not good. Yeah, we have to put this down because this is a bigger light pad, and I have to put my glasses on so I can actually see. So let's try this again. Good morning. Today is the 2nd of November 2021. And we are working on coffee and macaroons. Let's come over here. We don't have to do that so much. Can we get down lower? So how are you doing today? Yesterday was a holiday here in Hungary, so today is the first day of work. And hubby is on day shift. So I had some time this morning. So I sat down and do my diamond painting. One of the snow babies is almost done. I'm working on the hair. So I take a break now and then. I divide my time between different crafts. And in the meantime, I'm doing what needs to be done around the house. You know, I'm extremely well organized, if I do say so myself. So I make the best use of my time. This is how I have time for everything. Otherwise, I would not. And I need to refill my pen again. I think that this wax sort of goes dry overnight. I don't know. Well, I promised myself I was not going to order any Christmas diamond paintings, but they are so cute. I couldn't resist. So we will see with all the delivery problems how long it takes to get here. I am hoping it will get here in time for the holidays, but I would not be surprised if we get Christmas for Easter. Rather used to it. Although lately it's been very good. Do excuse me. I swear I have an allergy. Okay, problem solved. I still have not figured out what color this is. It's not black. It's DMC code 939. Sometimes when I look at it at the side or different lights, perhaps a dark navy blue. No idea, as usual. I had the same problem yesterday with the wax sort of being dry overnight. The heat was not going. This is a small flat, and we have a tanning spa. They have tanning beds. I don't know what it's called. It's called a solarium in Hungarian. You know, they have different types of tanning beds, one standing, one laying down, one for people with backaches, flat one you stand in. I have been downstairs. I looked at it. I can take about 6 minutes of the tanning. That's all my skin can tolerate. Once I tried 9 minutes. Well, folks, I had sunburn, but places I didn't even know that I had. And I mean, those places never saw sun. So, yes, folks. My husband thought it was very funny. I, on the other hand, did not appreciate his sense of humor at that particular moment. But I learned my lesson. I am not that familiar with tanning beds, things like that, because usually I don't, first of all, I don't lay down in the sun. I have this weird, I don't know, habit. I don't know how people do it. I used to watch it out of my window, by the lake, Balaton, and I see women coming down in their sun loungers or whatever they're called, those, well, not lawn chairs because they were by the edge of the lake. They parked themselves in there and then they went into the coma and they stayed there from 8 o'clock in the morning until about 5, 6 in the afternoon and they did not burn to a crisp. I was like, duh. What do they take something to fall asleep or do they stay up all night? And I don't know. I was absolutely amazed. And actually, they didn't look that brown. So I presume that they did use some sort of a heavy sunscreen. Yes, you can tan even with sunscreen. And as far as I'm concerned, before I go out on my face, definitely sunscreen. Because even then I turn out a nice rosy cheeks, a bit too rosy. I was buying yarn in one of the stores when I was down by the lake, craft store, You can never have too many yarns and you can never have too many crafts. Yeah, I know, I can hear you. Well, we got to be nice friends with the lady, it was one of those little stores. I love the little stores. She goes, I think you should buy the red yarn. I was making a cotton. I was learning how to knit a cotton, like a t-shirt. And she goes, I definitely think you should take a red yarn because you're very pale. And I'm like, pale? I look like a red beet. She goes, yes, you're pale. And I'm like, well, that's the first time somebody said that to me. Maybe she meant that I have very white skin and I have black eyes. So she thought it was a bit weird. I didn't think it was weird. I was like that all my life, so to me it was natural, But it was weird to hear that you're pale. Here you are fighting to cover or something, too much red in my face. I thought it was too much red in my face. And she goes, you're pale. Well, needless to say, I did not buy the red yarn. I opted for a baby blue. Blue is my favorite color. And I made a little t-shirt. It was like a drop shoulder, you know, cotton. And then I thought to myself, who on earth wears a knitted top in the middle of summer? And I put it on. It was a windy day, but it was a hot day. And well, folks, I was so surprised how comfortable it was. Seriously, I never would have thought that a knitted top in the summer, well, it was of course cotton, could be so comfortable. Like I said, it was a windy day. That's why I thought I'd need something a little bit more substantial than, usually I wear oversized tops. I like the comfort. And believe me, if it's very hot and you wear a long sleeve, loose top, it's cooler than going half naked. I learned that when I was in Egypt because the sun over there was so hot. Of course, normal people don't go out in the middle of in a 45 degrees centigrade. But then, you know, of course, I was out in 45 degrees centigrade. Yeah. And then I remembered when in Rome, do as the Romans do. That means if they don't go out in the middle of the day in the sun blazing down, then don't go out in the middle of the day. Of course, everything was air conditioned, but still you had to go from one place to the other. That means from one air conditioned spot to another. I absolutely loved being there. It was weird. I had to keep on reminding myself that I am in Africa. Everything was available, supermarket, everything else. I felt completely at home. Well, I haven't been there in quite a few years, so I positive thing changed. But I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the freedom. Yes, folks, the freedom. Like if I ran out of something, let's say it was 1 o'clock in the morning, I would just put a galadia, one of those loose dresses, over my pajamas or what have you, put some slippers on and run down to the supermarket. It was around the corner. Never once occurred to me that it's the middle of the night, maybe I shouldn't be going out alone or, things like that. I felt completely and totally safe and at home. So those long, loose dresses had many uses, believe me. It doesn't matter what you wore underneath it, you were covered. I was living in an apartment, not a hotel. And there was a lot of mixed couples, Egyptian and European and English and what have you. And we used to smile. We always knew when the new tourists came, because what do? We're in Egypt. We want to get a suntan. So they were all day long sightseeing. And what happened? Well, at night you could hear the ambulances going because they got a sunburn. No amount of sunscreen or anything else would work. They were recommended to wear long-sleeved, loose, let's say cotton clothes. No, they want to get a suntan. Well, the result was about 3 days confined to their room because they were not allowed to go out in the sun. If they were lucky, then they did not have a fever, they did not need an IV. So this is what I mean. When in Rome, there's a reason why they dress the way they do. I was surprised myself. I thought so too, Summer you need sleeveless tops and, you know, you run around half naked. I love summer. Give me a summer dress, flip-flops, and I'm happy. Um, but I decided to invest in a couple of those local clothes, and that was the best investment I made. And the main thing is, I was told make sure that it's loose enough so the air can circulate and it will cool you. Always had a shawl with me because when you went into the air conditioning, um, the difference in temperature from the outside heat, and they would keep the air conditioning very high. In my flat, I did not go below 25 degrees, maximum 24. I it felt that it was the best as far as health was concerned. It wasn't such a big difference between the outside temperature. When you go from a very air-conditioned place and you go outside and all of a sudden that heat hits you. Yeah, a lot of people got sick doing that. But it's a different kind of heat. Really, you don't feel it as much. I really can't explain. It's weird. Um, this past summer, my husband had to call an ambulance because we were on an unusual Sunday hike, which was usually about 3 kilometers. Now, it was during a heat wave, but like I said, heat doesn't bother me. I mean, we did 5 kilometers hiking, 35, 37 degrees centigrade. Well, it was 37 degrees centigrade, but it was after 3 o'clock. I think it was early afternoon, around tea time, perhaps 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And all of a sudden, as we were walking, I got sick. I really can't explain the symptoms, just generally did not feel well. So there are what is called artesian wells, water that comes from the ground, nice and cool. So I figured, just let's get to one of those water dispensers. And I put some water on my arms and forehead, neck, cool off. I thought it was from the heat. Well, that just made it worse. Of course, I only took a few sips because I knew not to gobble a whole bunch of water because my stomach was feeling a bit queasy too. So my husband got scared because he never saw that before, me getting sick from heat and a walk. And he called the ambulance. I apologize. And I was, like arguing with, with the paramedic. I said, well, just let me rest on the bench and then I'll walk home. It's not that far away. And he goes, nope, you're not walking anywhere. I said, yeah, yes, I can do it. I'm stubborn, yeah, you know me. So I got put in an ambulance. He took all the vitals and everything. I wasn't about to die at that particular moment. Then he said, I should go into the hospital. I go, you gotta be kidding. From a walk? So we made a deal. I said, well, if I don't feel better or if anything gets worse toward the night, then I will check into the hospital, which is around the corner from us. And he made me rest in the ambulance. I was rather angry. And then I tried to stand up, and yeah, the paramedic was right. Definitely was not too stable on my feet. So definitely I could not have made it home. Actually, he was concerned that I might pass out on the street, so which would have caused more problems than to, drop me off at my home. So they insisted on bringing me home, bringing me up to the flat, observe if I am sort of okay. And they spent about half an hour observing while he was making out the papers and etc. And since then, I have been told I am not allowed to go on the hikes above 30 degrees centigrade. It was weird. Of course, since then we did our normal hikes, and then absolutely nothing happened. I still have no idea what happened at that particular day. It was weird. So now I understand what they mean when they say, do they call it heat exhaustion? I had a bit of a raise in temperature, but the paramedic said it could have been from, the hot weather. I told him I tried to cool off with the spring water, and it didn't work. He said, of course it didn't work because you're sick. So, okay, I get the message. But they were very nice. We don't have air conditioning in this flat. Actually, there are not that many days that we would need it. However, we did install ceiling fans this spring. And believe me, when the heat wave hit, those ceiling fans were going day and night. And they did make a difference because it's a small flat. All the windows face the main street, and the sun beats down all day long. So you could imagine. Even with the drapes closed and everything, it's still, there was no movement of air. And so the ceiling fans, which I have found, even when it is not hot, but I am cooking or what have you, it gets the air moving in the house. So it's not like, I have like 30 degrees next to the stove, and a hubby who's working in the office is only like 15 degrees and is freezing. So it gets the air moving, air circulating, which makes it a lot more comfortable. I didn't think of that when we first installed it, but since then I noticed many, many uses for the ceiling fans. And when I am airing out the apartment, like I said, I cannot make a, cross draft or what, however you say it. Come on up. Yep, the glue is good. I get the fans going, and that gets the exchange of the air faster, so I don't let so the walls do not get cold, and you have to heat up the apartment again, which is a waste of very expensive energy. Yes, we heat with gas. I cook with electric. At first I didn't like it. I really had to learn how to use the electric stove, especially the oven. Well, the stovetop is the same. And up until that, when we moved here, I always had a gas stove. So I learned to get acquainted with it. Now we're good friends. I yell at it sometime. I talk to stoves, I talk to the drills. I will talk to anything. Although, believe it or not, I'm a rather quiet person. Seriously. But sometimes I get aggravated by things not working the way I would wish it to work. And then I ask, like, what is your problem today? Why don't you want to do what you're supposed to do? And as long as the stove doesn't answer back, I figure it's okay. If the stove starts answering back, then I will be seriously concerned about my mental health. So far, I'm hanging in there, folks. My washing machine doesn't talk back to me either. I usually ask the washing machine, where's the other half of the sock? So, I didn't even tell you. I got this little mesh pouches, whatever you call them, and you use it to wash socks. You put the socks in it, and the washing machine doesn't eat the socks. Yay! I was like, wow, I didn't know there was such a thing. I washed out the sock I knitted. Believe me, it makes a difference. All these stitches and everything, which I didn't think was perfect, they sort of just fell into place. It looks just fine. So that's one of the present sock. With the leftover yarn, I will make a baby sock for the 2-year-old. More than likely toe up with German short rows. Okay, we're done with that one. Now, what is this supposed to be? What is that symbol over there? Come on, people, you can see it better than me. What is it? It's a thingamajigger. Good. Yes, it is a thingamajigger. Well, it's one of those and one of those. I don't know. That's not the one. Let me see on the ledger, because our ledger is covered over there. Nope, it's not a Q. It's a 3865. 3865. It's a white. Well, of course it's white. I mean, you can see. Oh, dear. Stop laughing. I know. Ooh, it's pretty white. Sparkly. Very pretty. Absolutely no complaints about this company anymore. So, I've noticed that they listen to constructive criticism. Or else I just got a difficult canvas the first time. We did have a hard time. This is the second one we're doing since then. So this is the third canvas from Victoria's Moon, and absolutely no problem with it. I'm very surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. Really, honestly, I was afraid to order because, good job. Definitely. This is what I mean. If a store wants to stay in business, they will listen to constructive criticism. No, I do not agree that you should scream, yell, and swear at customer service. They are human beings too, and they have the same problems that we do as far as delivery and everything else goes. But if you say constructive criticism in a good-mannered way, I have not seen any customer service that I had difficulty with. The one I did, you remember that one. I just don't bother with it anymore. I did go back and try to order from them, same problem, so I figured, well, just give them a little more time to get their act together. And let's see how they can evolve into a good store because, of course, as far as shipping is concerned, if I can get diamond paintings shipped from Hungary, from Hungarian store, of course it is less expensive. Now the other Hungarian store I have absolutely no problem with. I put in my order, the next day it's here. And the same goes for my store that I buy my yarn and amigurumi supplies. I put in my order, the next day it's here. Exactly as I ordered. I ordered from another company that's based in Budapest, and they did not have some of the items I ordered. Now, you have to remember that I pay with my debit card. So they put a little note, and they said that we will ship it, and I figured, yeah, well, not going to see that. Well, they did. They did ship it. They were waiting. This is what I meant. They were waiting for their delivery. So they are having just as much problems as we are as far as getting inventory up in their store. And now that the holidays are here, of course, even in Hungary, we started to get ready for the holidays earlier than we would normally do. I thought that was upside down. That's why I didn't want to come up. Okay, come out of there. Okay. Now, what is that supposed to be over there? I don't know. Coffee. It's either a flower or a macaroon. I don't think there's any flour here, so that must be a part of a macaroon. I don't know. Macaroons I never baked. You know, you can get them at the bakery, right? I don't see why I should learn to. I'm not very good at baking. We don't like desserts that much. We prefer fruit. Occasionally ice cream that's fruit flavored. Actually, even with that, I prefer sherbet. You know, more refreshing. Now everything is reduced sugar, reduced salt, reduced fat, and you're missing out on a lot of the taste. I cannot have artificial sweetener. Doesn't agree with my tummy. And I really don't see any point to it. That's a really cute Christmas. It's a Christmas squirrel. It's the most adorable thing I ever saw. I had to order it. I mean, shoot me, you know. It's so cute. The other one I wanted was a little girl posting a letter to Santa Claus, but that was the paint by numbers, and I didn't want that. I wanted a diamond painting. So I'm waiting to see if they're going to have a diamond painting of that. I think I need to lift the crinkly paper over there. I didn't cut it straight. I just noticed when I was placing that drill down there. And we have another one down there. I will take my X-Acto knife and lift up the little piece that I think I missed over there. I'm going to try and see if I can get a four-placer, and then, yeah. Okay. I see. I missed a tiny piece right there. Possibly I just didn't lift it up. Right there. See? Yeah. The many uses for an X-Acto knife, especially when you can't make a straight line like I can't. Okay. I think we got that off of there. Now, let's see, it's sticking to me too. Get back in there. Cooperate over here. There's still some over there. Yes. I can see that. The way to avoid sticking to your canvas is to put washi tape around the edges. Yeah, I'm full of good advice. I should maybe listen to my own advice. I know. I can hear you laughing. Yes, I can. Don't think I can't. Not nice. It's okay, I laugh at myself too. I can do the most ridiculous things you can possibly imagine. I'm good at that, actually. Okay. Thank you very much for spending time with me this Tuesday morning on November 2nd. It's a rainy, dark. Actually, I like that. I like to walk in the rain. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.